is going. Awesome. Okay, so obviously open up the tutorial first, retro colors, open the image in Photoshop. I've already done that. So again, whenever you open up a new image, you want to resize it. I'm going to do it on both these images at the same time so you can see kind of what different ones look like. Down here. Okay, grab my move tool. So the first thing you always do when you open up a picture, because I have my rulers on, I can tell this image is pretty huge. So I'm just going to go to image, image size, and change it. Okay, I always grab the biggest number in this document size. So here it happens to be 45. I'm just going to change that to 11. That way I know it's under 8.5 by 11. Okay, the resolution at 72 is okay. Alright, so I'm just going to hit Command plus a few times to make it about the same size. And again, I'll do the same to this image. Oops. Okay, 32, so it's a perfect square, so all I need to do is change that. Awesome. Okay, so here we go. So next step. Alright, create a new layer. So there are different ways to make a new layer, but if it ever tells you a specific way, you should do that. So ensure that layer 1 is highlighted before continuing. So you should make it look like that. I will make that happen. Okay, so there's a new layer button right there. And okay, that's highlighted, so that one looks like that. I'll do the same to this one. Awesome. Okay, now create a selection. So first, activate the rectangle marquee tool, then drag the rectangle from the top left of the canvas to the middle. This should be a rectangle on the screen. So it's a little hard to see there, but you will see it when I do it here. So you can tell that the half, if I know I've changed my width here, or I can see my width at least, you're definitely going to want to make sure you can see gray all the way around your image. Okay, so 11, I know half of 11 is 5.5. So grab my rectangle marquee tool, click and drag up here, and it doesn't need to be exact. Okay, just somewhere close. Okay, there we go. So half my screen is selected. Awesome. Okay, move to the next step. Now fill the selection. So in the swatches palette, select the color red, press Alt Delete, and it should fill. So it should look like that. So all I do is I can click the color red right there, look for Alt Delete. Okay, there we go, perfect. I'll do the same to this one. Rectangle marquee. Just have to drag that over a little bit. Okay, somewhere in the center, so it looks like it's about 8 inches. There we go. Alt Delete. Perfect. Okay, now continuing on. Inverse and fill the selection. Okay, so we go select inverse, and we're going to change the other color to green. Okay, so select inverse, select green, Alt Delete. Okay, again, this is teaching us another shortcut. Select inverse, Alt Delete. Awesome. Okay, so now that we have it looking like this, we can go on to the next step. So it says hide the layer. In the layers palette, click on the eye on the layer 1 to hide it. Click the background to activate it. Here is where people make a mistake. Okay, so you see how I just had this selected? So half the screen should be flashing just like this, if you can see the flashing there. That means it's selected, meaning we're telling Photoshop all we want to do is work in that square. And so that is, you do not want that to happen. If you do that, it will not turn out. So how to get rid of that is just Command D or Control on a PC. Click on this one. Okay, it's selected. Same thing, Command D. Okay, so you don't want to have that selected. And it said to turn this off, the layer 1, and click on our background. Okay, so same one from my other image. Click it off, click on the background. Make sure you turn that eyeball off and click on the background, or the next step doesn't work. Okay, so now we're going to use the match color tool. So open the image adjustments menu, select color match. Okay, so this is a little bit tricky if you're not familiar with it. So image adjustments, match color. Okay, so this is the tricky part. People don't quite understand this. So first thing you do, you have to select your source. Okay, so our image, make sure I have the right one. Okay, awesome. And then the layer, we click layer 1. You're going to see it change drastically. Okay, some people save it like this. This is absolutely incorrect. I do not want this because it obviously looks really crazy. And then the point of this picture is not to make it look crazy, but to just bring out different colors in the image. So what I would suggest is playing around with some of these and just seeing what kind of colors you can get. As you can see in my image, what it does is it takes the green and the red and it finds those in the image and it really makes them bright. So obviously the dog looks pretty red. Okay, so okay, that kind of looks cool. I like that. Maybe I'll see what this does. Okay, I like it up there. Okay, so there's really no right or wrong, but what I really want to avoid is making this look crazy fake. Thanks. So I'm going to hit OK, and that one will be done. Let's try it on this one. Okay, so image adjustments, match color. Awesome. Okay, so source is our image. The layer is layer 1. Again, so if you have your picture like this and think it's done, that is absolutely incorrect. You do not want to do that. So the first thing I do, play with the fade. Okay, try playing with the luminance a bit, color intensity. You just want to move these around and see what they do. Okay, so I'm going to play with the fade a little bit more. So bringing up the fade makes it look a little bit more realistic. Some of the colors pop out a little bit more, so I'm happy with that. So there's my 2 images. Okay, so going to the next step. Okay, so this is what I did. I played around with this. Again, you don't need to go through that if you just play around a little bit. Now we're going to want to deselect the background. So reduce the brightness of the background. So mask the background of the image around the main figure. Use the quick selection tool. Okay, so some people might not be familiar with quick selection tool. So it's right here on the left. Okay, it's that one right there. Okay, I'm missing my my options for that. There we go. So somehow this disappeared. Okay, so you want to make sure it's on the plus. And I'm going to just keep clicking on the background. I want to select just the background. Okay, so it has a plus and a minus. Okay, so what it does is it looks for areas that are not, like it looks for the lines and it tries to do the hard work for you. Okay, so that looks good. I have all my background selected. Let's say I got this part selected and I don't want that selected. What I would do is I just click on the minus and then just make little clicks and it should auto fix that. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Now let's see what it says. Okay, so I'm going to go to image adjustments, hue and saturation. I'm going to adjust that a bit. So image adjustments, hue and saturation right there. Okay, play with these a little bit. It's not so bad on this image because the back of the image was dark. Okay, but you could see you can tame the colors a little bit, and it's not going to make, like this obviously would be wrong, right? So you just want to sometimes take a little bit of the color away from the background to make that look better. So for this, I can just hit Command D again, and that would be absolutely done. So it's going to make more of a difference on this image. So I'm going to click on the plus, select all the snow in the background. Okay, again, it got some of the tiger here where I don't want, so I'm just going to do all my pluses first. And this might be a good image to do clone stamp tool to get rid of the bars. So again, I just grab the minus. Okay, select the parts of the tiger. Okay. Awesome. Okay, I'm happy with that. So image adjustments, hue and saturation. And you can see here I can change the color. So I want to make it just a little bit brighter. Okay, you can also change it if you really wanted to. Okay, it's right there. So I change it to more of the white, so the emphasis is on the tiger. Command D, and awesome. So those are done perfectly. Okay, so that's the final image. Again, I will compare it. What I'll do here is I will save this as, or sorry, I'll go save for web and device. That way I can just put it up on the internet right away. JPEG. Okay, save. I always save it as a different file type or a different name so that you don't overwrite your original image. Okay, now I'm going to open up my other image. Nope, okay. File, save as. And I'll put these side by side. So file, open recent. Okay. So when I put these both side by side, you'll be able to see quite the difference. Okay, so one thing you might want to try is anytime you see, the first thing obviously do these colors, but then also try with different colors. So we use red and green. What you would do normally is look at the image and find out what colors are already in there. So there's a lot of brown in here, and I don't go any dark. Try to use color, but I might do blue. There's a lot of hints of blue in here. So I might try like a blue and brown or blue and purple and see how that changes the image, right? So that is retro colors. So you're gonna need 2 of those from pictures that you have taken. No more pictures off the internet, guys. None. That's it.